Hello, this is a simple video that so many of you have been asking me about for strengthening and lengthening your lower body from your belly down through your legs and your hips. So let's give it a go. Try to do it every day and be consistent, and then you'll get the best results, of course. Okay, so first come in hands and knees on your sticky mat. Place your hands as middle crease of your wrist as wide as your outer shoulder, and make a strong claw, like you're really pushing your finger pads down. Wrist creases straight ahead. And then tip your sitting bones up and look up. And then as you exhale, you can round. Keep your hands strong, keep your index knuckle grounded, and then inhale and look up. And exhale and round. And inhale and look up. And exhale and round. And you can do that 3 or 4 or 5 times. And then the next time you look up, push your hands forward and down toward the floor. Let your upper back soften a little. Lift your knees up and then try to stretch your legs a little straighter, lifting your hips up toward the sky and back away from your hands. And it's like you're pushing your mat in 2 directions. Hands push down first toward the floor and then forward. And feet are pushing back, lifting your hips up. A little curve in your low back. So if you're tighter here in your hamstrings, you might need to bend your knees to keep your low back here arching in a little bit. And then once you get that, you can stretch one leg straighter and bend the opposite knee. And then we call it walk your dog. So you can bend one knee at a time. It's easy to let the arms go, so try to keep them really strong. Try to keep them pushing forward and down. The lower arm pushing forward. This is really a nice way to wake up your whole body. I do it every day. Make sure you're breathing. And then bend your knees and come down. And then you can go back through a few rounds of the cat arch cat round. Okay, and then my very favorite one that I do almost every day is the straight leg raise with the strap. And let's see, I think it might be better if I turn to the side so you can see. So you come down on your back, bend both knees. As a prelude to that, you can hug your knees towards your shoulders and stretch your glutes and your lower back muscles. Keep your shoulders relaxed as much as you can. And then you can also bend your knees and put a little, pushing your knees away. Just hold your kneecaps and relax your shoulders and your arms and put a little curve off the floor in your low back. That's helpful for your vertebrae and your disc. And then relax your feet. Keep the curve in your low back so it's not flattened to the floor, so it's lifted a little bit. And then put the strap over the arch of one foot, and in this case the right one. You can also put it over your heel. And then relax your shoulders so you're not up like this. Or just relax your shoulders and your neck on the floor. Keep your feet really flexed and active, so if you can spread your toes and make your foot really strong, because that tells the muscles of your legs to stay strong and awake. So part 1 is here, straight leg raise up. I'm pushing the top of my thigh just slightly forward. I even put my thumb here in the hip crease. Push the thigh forward. You might be here, doesn't matter. Just keep the leg straight, so no bend in your knee. If you bend your knee, you don't stretch your hamstrings, and our goal here is to stretch the back of your leg. So your leg has to stay straight. And then part 2 is leg out to the side. Again, no bend in the knee, none of this. You're just straightening your leg. Again, you might only go this far. Doesn't matter. You'll work up to getting more range of motion. You want to keep your leg strong. Take it out to the right. Both hip bones are trying to stay facing the sky, facing the ceiling. And then back to center. And then part 3, roll over. You can shift your hips if you feel like you need to. You're keeping both shoulder blades on the floor. Stretch your top leg over to the left. Your right leg is now going to the left. Again, notice my upper body is relaxed. And draw your belly in, and this gets the back of the glutes. You might even feel it in your inner thigh a little bit if you're tighter there, even in your inside of your hip. This is great for just about every piece of your leg. And then back to center. Then square yourself up. I like to do this fourth part too, where you just draw your belly in and pull. You can hold here if it's hard to get your foot or your calf or your ankle. You can hold under your thigh. Just draw your belly in and pull in. And then lower back down, and then lower your leg. The side that you just did always feels 2 inches longer than the side you haven't done. It's really quite interesting. So you can enjoy that for a breath or two. So again, the main components are keep a little curve in your low back. If you have a big curve, you have to try to take some out. And if you have no curve, you have to try to create one. So to create one, tip the sitting bones down. Try to arch your back off the floor if you have a flat back. And then if you have a big, big curve in your back, you're going to try to put more of the top of your glutes on the floor and take some of the curve out. So that's important. Not everybody's back is shaped the same. And then you do the same thing on the left. So just to save time, I'll just briefly work through it. Up, out, and cross over. Keeping the legs steady, keeping everything solid through your belly as you twist and turn. And then back to center. And then up, and out, and down. Okay. And then my other favorite one that I do all the time, runners and cyclists and everybody that's active needs this, especially also if you sit a lot at your desk, because that tightens the whole back of your leg. So if you're on electronic media all the time or your computer, do it at your desk. So it's like this. If you're really tight, you'll just, we call it face up pigeon or figure four. Push your knee away a little bit. Notice how flexed my foot is. I'm not just letting it be lazy. I'm keeping it flexed back toward the knee and pushing the pinky toe away a little. And then you can snuggle it all in. I like to come up tight like this. Get in. Try to keep it close. And then lay your head and neck back on the floor. You might have to put something under your head. And again, always do both sides. So here's one. And here's two. You can just pause here. Here is stage one. Here is stage two. Stage three starts to get it all in a little bit deeper. Snuggle it all in. There we go. And then lay your upper body back down. That's a little harder, but it really gets deep in the glutes and the hip rotators underneath the glutes. And then back to center. And then another simple one is just to cross your whole thigh over your thigh. And then come in and hug this in. My thigh is on my chest. Yours might not be, it doesn't matter. You can hug up and get real tight in. Your glutes are rolling off the floor. And then come back down. And then switch. You can get this leg and come underneath. If this top of your calf is in the way, get underneath and hold. That feels so good. Shoulders back. Again, notice I'm really snuggling in. And you might be here. You might be feeling just plenty right here, and that's perfect for where you are. Okay. So you do both sides. And then I like this one. This will be a final one where you actually cross over again, right over left. Lift your feet up. Hold as close to your ankles as you can. If you need to, you can hold right here. And pull your shins, legs towards you, and get a good stretch that way. So you're pulling with your arms, pulling your legs toward your upper body as you tip your knees away a little bit. Feet are about as high as your knees if you can. And of course, do the second side. This one's particularly interesting. Again, notice the feet. They're very active to protect the knees. And it also helps me feel it all the way down my iliotibial bands a little bit too. Wherever you're tight, you'll feel it. So, if you do that every day, it really starts to change. And it doesn't take long. It starts to change the tightness in the glutes and the legs, and you'll start to feel like your lower back has a little bit more freedom too. It took me many years to be able to get that open. So just take your time and be patient. Thank you so much.